we're just gonna do this. I really need to start posting more often. I am so bad at being consistent. Hey my loves, welcome back to my channel and welcome to any new viewers. So I'm gonna do a quick little introduction to me just in case any of you are new here, and also I'm very inconsistent about posting, so most of y'all are probably new. So my name is Taysia. I am a self-published author slash poet. I currently have 2 published poetry books, and well, this video is obviously about my 3rd book, so soon to be 3. I don't really know what to do for this video because obviously the video is like titled Seeing My 3rd Book in Person for the first time, which is really ironic because I've already seen the book before even recording this video, which is not my plan. My plan was to like get the package and then like do this whole oh my god, seeing my book for the first time and like catch my whole reaction. That didn't plan out because I'm a procrastinator. This video is like a little bit different than the one I made a few months ago when I was like seeing my 2nd book for the first time in person. This video is basically seeing my book for the first time in person, but not really. It's kind of you guys seeing it for the first time, and I'm just gonna talk a little bit about it. So I've been writing for a couple years now. I'm 17. I published my first book when I was 15, and before that I had been writing since I was like 13. So if you want to do the math, that's about 4 years worth of writing. My poetry started more like spoken word poetry, like the poetry that you usually like perform. It started like that, and now I write more like poetry book type of poetry, like, you know, like Ruby Quar type of style type thing. I think I published my first book in 2020. My 2nd book was 2021, and now it is 2023 where I'm publishing my 3rd book. Okay, so enough rambling. I'm gonna get into the actual point of the video, which is my 3rd book, which is titled Becoming Again. And I'm really upset that I couldn't do the whole like reaction video to me seeing my book in person for the first time, but here she is. This is like, so this is the cover. Yeah, that's the cover. This little line here isn't going to be on the actual book. This is just because it's a proof copy. Here's the back of the book. Again, ignore that, act like that's not there. Has a little poem on the back. And here's the side of the book, which for some reason I also really love. There you go, yeah. There's a side of it, which I also really like. Don't know why. She's so cute. I'm obsessed with it. This is my 3rd poetry book and definitely my favorite thus far amongst the books I have published. This is my 2nd poetry book, Rough Nothing. The cover is very simplistic and whatnot. This is my 1st book. Okay, these 2 were like together type of books. Like this was a 2nd edition to the first one. Becoming Again has 4 chapters and 101 poems. I completely made the book by myself, meaning I designed the cover with like the butterflies. It's so cute. The little poem on the back, obviously. All the poems obviously written by me. That's kind of the point. I also edited it myself. All the little illustrations. Well, there's like this one. It's not my favorite, but like all the little illustrations in the book made by me. I kind of want to like talk about the book a little bit since I couldn't do my whole reaction thing because I'm impatient. Like the special contents, I guess. So aside from the poems, of course, things that I included in the book, I guess, is like, so we have the chapter pages where it has the chapter, and then I have like this little design that correlates with like the cover of the book. This is chapter 2, for example, where I have the cover page, and on each cover page it has like this little sentence that's like, it kind of shortly explains what the chapter is in a few words. Then beside it, we have the actual description of the chapter. Also what I included, which is included on all my books, the illustrations, which I mentioned, you know, there's an illustration there, illustration there. But the theme of the book is basically the transformation of a butterfly. If you haven't heard anything about this book before, it's basically about like growing, coming back to yourself, and like living for yourself. Hard relationships in your life where like now you're finally living for yourself. It's like that growth and transformation, and that's why I chose the theme of a butterfly, because like butterflies start out as a caterpillar, they go through this whole transformation, now they're this beautiful butterfly, which is a very common metaphor in poetry where it's like you don't wake up the butterfly, it takes time to fly, blah blah blah, it takes time to grow your wings. It's basically that. and that's the whole theme of the book, and that's what the chapters are based off of. Like the first chapter is like not there yet, like you're still a caterpillar, you're still a baby, you're still learning about life, and like life is still a struggle, whatever, and then you move on through the chapters and eventually you're like, you've turned into the butterfly. And now I wanted to talk about like what I like about the book. I'm in love with her. Like I really like the cover. I feel like it says a lot because there's a lot going, like as basic as the picture is, there's a lot going on there. Other things I like is I like how raw the poems are, because the poems are like things that everyone experiences and feels like we don't talk about. I'm pretty sure I've said that in many videos before. And it's like most of the poems are written based off of my personal feelings and experiences. But another thing I like is how metaphorical most of the poems are. I'm a very metaphorical writer, and most of my poems have some sort of metaphor. So if you're like a metaphorical person and you love reading that type of poetry, this book is definitely going to be for you because there's a lot of metaphors. And another thing I like about metaphorical poetry is that it can be anything you want it to be because it's metaphorical. So there's not one set meaning, and a lot more people can like relate to it in different ways because it's a metaphor. And that's another thing I like about my book in general, is that I feel like a lot of people can relate to it, whether or not you're a writer, whether or not you like poetry, whether or not like you're a person that reads poetry to begin with. My books is a really good place to start reading poetry, especially for those struggling with mental health and that are looking to like start healing and like, you know, start living your best life. Since I've done all that blabbing, I want to do like some announcements. Not really announcements, but just some things I thought I would include in this video. I now have a set publish date, which is February 1st. So February 1st, you guys will be able to finally purchase her and have her, and also any of you who are looking to buy it, or if you see this video past February 1st, it's already ready to buy, which I will have the link in the description to pre-order it. And then I'm also going to put my link tree in the description so that when it is ready to purchase, like the physical copy when it's ready to purchase, my link tree will have a link for it. Also, the link tree has the links to buy my other books if you're interested in reading those first. But my other announcements is, now that this book is done, I am working on like 4 other books, but we're not going to talk about half of them. We're going to talk about the main book that I'm working on. It's going to be an exclusive version to this book. It's going to be this book, but it's going to be slightly different. So let me explain what I mean. It's going to be a journal edition to that book. It's going to be like this journal edition. It's going to have all the same poems, all the same pictures, blah, 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 as Becoming Again has, except there's going to be exclusive poems. So I'm currently working on writing more poetry for it, and it's going to include exclusive poems that are not published in any of my other books. On top of that, what makes it a journal is that on like every few pages, there's going to be a journal prompt in relation to whatever poem is on the left page. So it's going to be like, there's going to be a poem, and then there's going to be a journal prompt in relation to that poem. It's basically going to help you guys to like start writing and journaling, especially if you're someone that wants to journal but like you don't know where to start. It's really good because it'll give you a question to like get your mind working and like write about something. It kind of ties into the whole purpose of Becoming Again, which is like to heal and come back to yourself and live for yourself. And the poetry prompt or the journal prompts are supposed to like kind of help with that, like help you connect with your emotions and your experiences and who you are as a person without feeling judged. You can feel and think and write without judgment. It's supposed to like, you know, kickstart your healing journey. And that's basically all I want to say for this video, because I don't want to keep rambling about random things, and this video was honestly all over the place. Here she is. She's literally the love of my life. Like, if you do use Kindle or interested in having the Kindle version of the book, it is available for pre-order, and on February 1st it'll automatically be put into your Kindle library. So if you do want to pre-order her, she is ready for pre-order, and the link will be in the description, or it'll be in my link tree somewhere in the description. You'll find her. And for the physical copy, it will be ready for purchase on February 1st. If you enjoyed this video, or you enjoy my other videos, because this one's all over the place, if you enjoy me or my poetry or whatever the case may be and you haven't subscribed yet, of course go do that. Turn on post notifications so you know when I post. Don't forget to follow me on all my other socials. I have a TikTok and an Instagram. And if you have any video suggestions, which can be poetry related, mental health related, book related, any type of thing that like I've been posting about. I'm also going to try to start posting singing covers, hopefully, maybe eventually. But any video ideas really that you think would be good for me to post or that you want to see from me, just let me know in the comments. So I'll just see you guys in my next video. Bye, my loves.